That long-term wise, I think at 1,000 levels, 980 approximately for SBI, it's a good zone where long-term investors should start to look at SBI in a very constructive manner because, 20% down for a large cap name and a heavyweight stock like SBI, generally considered to be a good opportunity where you can start nibbling into the stock. But it's just that, with the recent last 2-3 days of a intense price correction, pre-results, the positioning was a little light or skeptical from traders, and post results, you're not seeing any major bounce back happening into the stock price. So it's just that over the very short term, expectation is that maybe the stock would act as a drag sub the 1,000 mark.
Okay, so that's the take coming in on the PSU banking space. We've spoken about the larger cap banks as well. And in fact, in the last few minutes of trade, we've seen a steeper fall. Aditya, thanks for your time. Kunal, stay on with us. We'll get a view from you after market closes in about a minute. It's a 1.5% cut on the Nifty numbers, perhaps on the back of that AMFI data that we've just seen coming in. 360 points cut now lower, and we're struggling to hold on to the 23,800 mark too. The broader end has also once again dove deeper. You have this Nifty mid-cap index that's lower by 1%, small-cap index too, seeing those kind of cuts. It's Nifty Bank that's seeing 1.5% cut, absolutely in tandem with the Nifty, and we're about 850 points lower on that index too. Sectorally, you still have Pharma that continues to be in the green, although FMCG is absolutely flat. IT has slipped into the red, but the biggest cuts today continue to be on Realty, Media, PSU banks, Energy, Auto, Banks, Finance, Defense, and Metals. These are the top losers when you talk about today's trade. Just pulling up the Nifty 500 and seeing what the tilt is looking like. It's more in the favor of the declines now, about 385 stocks in the red out of 500. Losses led by Urban Company on weak earnings, ABB, Kalyan, AB Real Estate, Tejas, Blue Dart, Titan. Absolutely no recovery in some of those jewelry stocks that we've seen since the get-go. Titan, Kalyan, Senco, as well as Thangmaid, all of them continue to lose. On the flip side, it's CE Info Systems that's up 10.5%. Affle, Vodafone, Kims, Tata Consumer, HFCL, JBM Auto. All of them are doing well. JBM Auto and CE Info Systems on the back of the Prime Minister's push to shift towards EV and conserve diesel as well as petrol. So both of those themes are doing very well, followed by an Acme, Abbott, Vijaya Diagnostics, Endurance. UPL, very strong earnings, 3.5% higher on that stock as well. We have Global Health, Laurus, Torrent Pharma that continue to do well. Bank of India on earnings is also continuing to do well, as has been the case with MCX. But yes, that's a rundown of everything that's happened over the course of the trading session. It's the jewelry stocks, travel-related counters, and autos, both on the EV and the ICE side, that have seen their equal swings in today's trading session. But with that, we're completely out of time. Let's just take a last call from Kunal right now. Kunal, we've shut shop with a 1.5% cut last few minutes, and we've seen a very sharp dive. 1.5% cut last few minutes, and we've seen a very sharp dive coming in. Expiry day tomorrow, what can we expect?
Yeah, I think expectation is that the markets could be a little softer. Assuming if there is no recovery across the globe, then I think we could be in for a little bit more correction. More important is that level which I was highlighting earlier, 23,750 mark, which over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've taken support 3 or 4 times. So we've managed to just about shield about this level. But if we break below this mark, I would believe that there could be more selling pressure.
At what, if we break 23,750, what's the next level of support?
The next gap support for the Nifty comes at 23,000 mark.
Okay.
So a 3% downtick for the market starts to open up. That's how important the support is.
And Kunal, you've spoken about the fact that we could see a correction at some point of time to this rally. Is this that correction if it were to breach 23,750?
Yeah, it could be possible if we break below this level. See, because it's not just about the levels over here. You look at suddenly the lack of large cap stocks, the sectors which are pushing the markets higher. Even without the private sector banking names and IT stocks, we did pretty well to rally up 2,000, 2,500 points on the Nifty. All of a sudden now, private sector banking stocks are underperforming. PSUs have underperformed. ABB, L&T, Reliance, etc. They are also start to recede. So that sector participation has dropped down significantly. So it's not just about the levels, but it's about the composition of the markets, which has gotten a lot more weaker.
Okay, composition is weak. That's really the takeaway that we're taking from at least today's day of trade and our conversation with Kunal. We'll obviously give you the best in terms of what the views are for tomorrow. But for the moment, we'll have to close it here on Closing Trades. From Snehi, myself, everyone who puts this show together, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Kunal, for joining us this afternoon.